Hey everybody, Steve Moran and Douglas Yates. We will soon be joined by Jeff Turner, our CTO. He will be here shortly. Let me move here. I'm going to kick that from the studio from him right now. All right, guys. First thing I'm going to do, Jeff's going to be joining us here live in just a couple minutes. He's just pulling up to his house here in a couple of minutes. What I wanted to do is I want to kind of recap where we were on our last call. On our last call, we introduced the pair token, which is going to be a fully collateralized, decentralized stable coin. And one of the things that we are always doing, and what I did spent a lot of time with after we did that last presentation, was asking ourselves, what can we do to make this better? Hold on, tell Eric that we're on. I mean, I don't know what he's waiting for.
Okay, I will. I'll put that link up in Discord.
Okay. All right. So let me backtrack here, guys. So what we do all the time is we're always asking ourselves, what can we do better? How can we make this better for everyone? Okay. And what that led me to is it led me to the real question of, what's the biggest challenge that we're facing right now? And I can tell you from personal experience that the biggest challenge that we are facing right now is really onboarding the different charities. And the reason that that's a bigger challenge is because it's really hard to get to the decision maker right now on this. Everybody's being bombarded with things about NFTs and about crypto, and they're really uneducated about this. So I thought, God, how are we going to get in front of the qualified charities, and how can we do this the fastest way to really make this big impact that we want to make? So that got me thinking about the pair token again. And, after talking with Doug about this and kind of what my concerns were, we decided that, why don't we just take 10% of the fee that we're going to make from the pair token, and we'll take that and we'll give that directly to charities, okay, and nonprofits and foundations. So think about this. Think about when we get the pair token doing $1 billion, okay? And as I showed you the other day, they're all doing 5, 6, 7, $50 billion a day. So $1 billion is not something that's crazy for a stable coin. And Jeff's going to go through all that when he gets up here in a bit. But at $1 billion, 1%, our fee is $10 million. Okay. 10% of that is $1 million every single day that we're going to have that will be going into a specific account that's going to be saying, okay, look, we can call up charities and say, hey guys, you know what? We got $1 million, $2 million, $5 million. We want to make a $5 million donation to your charity. Okay. But I need to be sitting down with your decision makers because I want to show you how we came up with this and show you how you might be able to do the same thing on a very regular basis. Are you interested in getting a 7-figure donation? Okay. And I think that you'll all agree that that is a way better approach than the way that we've been doing it, because the way we've been doing it is we're just like everybody else out there. We like to tell everybody we got something great. And, it's like I said, it's just really hard to get to the decision makers. But when you call them up and say, I got a 7-figure check that we want to give you, I think we're going to be able to get all the appointments that we need. So we've kind of also revamped a little bit what we were going to do with the Ken's coin wheels. Originally we were going to be taking, 65%, something like around those numbers, and giving that out to families with special needs kids. And we still want to be able to do that, but we don't want to just limit ourselves to that. We want to be able to really make an impact where the impact is needed. Okay. So we're going to instead of doing that, we're going to take that money and we're going to do the same kind of thing. We're literally going to buy customers. Okay. We're going to, make large donations and be able to go fulfill what we're trying to do. But we're also going to see what's going on in society. I went through something here a couple of weeks ago, and it really kind of hit home. My wife's brother, I'm out in the Philippines, and my wife's brother was murdered. Okay. And, you watch people go through the emotional toll of something like that. And then also they've got the financial toll that they're not ready for. Fortunately, we were in a position to take care of things financially and help solve that problem, but it still doesn't soften the emotional issues that people are going through. And I read a really interesting article, that last mass shooting that was out in Uvalde, out in Texas. A bunch of kids were killed, right? And those of you who remember Bo Jackson, the all-world football player and baseball player, he keeps a really, really low profile these days. But I read in an article a couple of weeks ago that, he went out and donated all the money to take care of all of the funerals and everything that had to be taken care of, so those families wouldn't be burdened with the financial issues along with the emotional things that they were dealing with. It just kind of really struck home. It's like, it'd really be great to be able to, see problems that are out in the world like that and just go out and help when you can with that. So we're going to basically buy customers using the revenue we create. We're going to buy customers by making very large donations and kind of showing them all what we can do at the table when we do that. So I think that that's a real exciting thing that we're going to be doing here. Now, Jeff is going to be coming on here in just a couple of minutes, and he's going to be going through the pair token. He's going to show you some amazing things about the Web 3.0 stuff that we're working on here and how this all is going to work. And it's really going to blow you away, guys. I mean, it's just going to be crazy. So, what we're doing is again, Doug and I, when we got into this has never been about us making a bunch of money. This is about how can we create the most impact out there. And that's why we're willing to take these fees and these percentages. And, right now we're giving 20%, 20% of all the transaction fees are going directly to Ken's Coin token holders based proportionally on the amount of tokens that you have. And we've got 7% that's going out to you guys that have NFT holders. Okay. And then that 10% is going to go directly to charities. Okay. So, we're putting our money where our mouth is. Okay. And really committed to doing all the right kinds of things there. Now we got Jeff on, but we can't see his picture. Where are you at, Jeff? There he is. All right. He's got the side view camera going again. I don't even know how to get there.
Oh, I need to switch cameras again.
All right. So I think that's kind of all I've got right now. I'll wrap some things up here at the end, but I'm going to throw it over to you, Doug. And why don't you throw some stuff there while Jeff's getting prepared?
Yeah, sure. Not a problem. Yeah. And hey, you guys are doing great with telling other people about the NFTs. So keep that up. The Discord conversations are awesome. If you hadn't read in Discord, on Monday, we did a supplemental mint. So everybody that had some issues, that we corrected everything that we knew at the time. And then the people that bought some new ones during the end of this pre-sale, we minted those up to Sunday. So anybody that bought Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is not minted yet. We're going to try to mint those most likely on Friday. So that's exciting. So, and we've updated the viewing site. It's exactly kind of how we want it now, finally, which is awesome. So you just kind of what I've done on my phone is I just went to, dap.toax.io/NFT, and I just kind of scrolled down and it says reload, and I refresh that page on your mobile device. On a browser, desktop browser, you hit F5 or go up and say refresh. And that'll get the new code going. And then you'll see we got a little better layout so you can see more of your NFTs on one page on the mobile device. And it's a more horizontal approach, and got the fonts right and the layout, got the menu working. You could basically use that. If you have a mobile device and you're telling somebody about it, you could go right up to that website, go up to the menu, and hit the thing, and it says, what is an NFT? Play them that video. And then there's other videos on there that you could, and then it could take you to the TOAX.io page where they can actually sign up for a pre-sale one. And then we got the whiteboard video there. So we got a lot of tools for you. Another good thing is, when you on your phone or on your mobile device, when in the browser, if you're at dapp.toax.io/NFT, you could hit the bookmark thing and save it to your home screen, and that will put a little icon in your phone, just like an app. And that's what Web 3.0 is kind of all about. The app kind of concept is going to be going away in this next future of Web 3.0. And so that's how you save that. And so then you just hit that button just like an app, and it pops right. It opens the browser, pops right where you need to go. So that's exciting. Our wallet is going to work the exact same way. So do that. Try it out. Double check your NFTs. If there's any issues, please put it in the Discord, and we'll get it fixed for you. And we're making great progress on the TOAX.io, the update to that page, and we'll go over that hopefully more on Friday. But I want to introduce, you guys know Jeff. He's right there. To your right, to my left, and he's going to share a little bit about about how tokens have been advancing and how atomic swap is kind of the future instead of exchanging. And he'll answer a couple questions on the pair token. So I'll throw it over to you, Jeff.
Okay, sure. Yeah, so Doug and Steve suggested I talk today a little bit about our strategy for implementing the exchange and how we plan on putting together what ultimately will be an atomic swap offering. Maybe you can bring up that graphic for us, Doug, if you've got it queued. Yeah, so I just put this together real quickly after talking it over with the guys yesterday. So just so everybody kind of understands the evolution of what's been going on with crypto, really what first started was something called initial coin offerings. And that was where we had things like ERC20 tokens, which were based on the Ethereum standard, the Ethereum request for comment. That's what ERC means. And this was really big about 5 years ago or so. And there was many, I guess, a few $100 billion that was raised through these ICO offerings. And then what happened a couple of years after that is we had what was called initial exchange offerings. And what this amounted to is going up to, say, Coinbase or Binance or one of the centralized exchanges and putting your Ethereum compatible tokens as an offering on those exchanges, as opposed to offering them directly to the public. So what happened is the exchange providers like Binance or Coinbase, for example, would list your token, and then that would in turn make capital available to the project as a result of people buying the tokens off the exchange. And then the next step, which has really been happening over the last 2 or 3 years, and this was really with the advent of Uniswap and PancakeSwap and now SushiSwap, is that a project could list their tokens directly on one of the decentralized exchanges. So good examples of this are pretty much all the current tokens, including like the latest one, Tornado Cash, I think did it this way. And basically what they did is they just put their token up on an exchange, set a price for it, and then you could immediately start swapping other assets on that decentralized exchange directly for the other asset. Now, the really cool thing that we're doing as part of what we call an 1155 plus smart contract framework is enabling the capability of an atomic swap offering. And essentially what this means is that the blockchain that's offering the blockchain on which the smart contract is running can make its token directly swappable for other assets, either on that chain or other cross chains that are compatible with the 1155 plus standard that we're developing. And this is key with regard to pair, because our ultimate goal is to take the pair token that the guys talked about on Monday and use that as a conduit or a medium of exchange so that you can do these swap offerings through both a decentralized exchange as well as do non-fungible tokens. Because our ultimate goal with the TOAX exchange is to enable individuals to actually directly peer-to-peer market and sell and exchange their tokens, their NFTs, without having to go through any centralized service like you see with OpenSea today. So we think that this is a really significant advancement in the way things are going. The plan is to use a complete Web3 approach with the dApps, and the dApp.toax.io is the first example of this. So the reason that this is key with using a stablecoin or an underlying collateralized stablecoin like we're doing with Pair is that you can make the decentralized exchange offerings much more stable. The pricing and the profitability is much better when you have something stable underneath. There's a project out there called Bankwar, which has been doing this, but they have a very highly volatile underlying asset that's used for that conduit, for that exchange conduit. And that then in turn makes the algorithms and the swapping much more difficult to do. So anyway, that's the big thing I had for today is just relating the strategy on this and how it fits in with Pair. The other thing I did want to say, I guess there were some questions about the stability of Pair. We don't quite have the website up, but when we do, you'll see that there will be on Pair.money, there will be a comparison to a basket of currencies And for a lot of Americans in particular, they think, well, gold and silver haven't really been that stable. They've been very volatile in terms of their value. And this is a great chart that kind of explains this. If you're a European right now, the euro is trading at less than $1. Something like the pair price, when you include silver in this graph, that's the gold versus the red. The euro is the price versus the dollar, or the value versus the dollar. The price, the yellow is the price of gold in dollars. But basically, you would see over time that something like pair would just be going from the left to the upper right-hand corner. Now, we had a little bit of a dip after the 2008 financial crisis. There was a huge rise in the value of precious metals, and then they came back down. But in essence, what's happened is that the dollar index is now at a 20-year high. So if you're looking at this from an American perspective, you probably think, oh, well, it's not really that. It's more volatile in price with regard to precious metals. But in actuality, if you were a hedge fund manager, if you were running a global hedge fund, you would. I do not know of any single financial instrument that is more relatively stable than what we've developed with pair. So you might pick another precious metals, certainly not any other commodities are more stable. Gold and silver have been the basis for money for the last several thousand years for humankind. And I don't think that's going to change even with the advent of crypto. So this will give you a good indication of where prices are, where they're going, and why it's a very stable means of measuring value over time. That's all I have.
Okay, great. One thing I wanted to kind of wrap up here and remember also was once we get through beta, guys, and when we get into the live environment, at that point, we're going to be sharing 7% of the gross revenue on the balance of the NFTs that we sell with those of you that have NFTs. Okay, and that is huge because typically you're going to get 7% of our 1% fee. So 7% of 1% is a real big difference than 7% of the gross. And we're going to probably have about between $6 and $7 million worth of NFTs left in inventory. Okay, which is going to be somewhere around $700,000, about $9-10 million. Okay, so which would be about $700,000 that be paid out to the NFT holders. Another thing that Eric wanted me to bring up that I forgot about was when we talked about how we're kind of remodeling the whole Ken's token, right? As far as we want to really be able to help and donate and things like that. So we're kind of changing the tagline. And I think you guys will like this. The tagline now for the Ken's coin is going to be, the more we give, the more you get. Okay. And I think that's a real nice little tagline there for the Ken's coin token, because the more that we donate, that's just all transactions that are going to be coming in. It's going to keep generating transactions. Remember, 20% of the profit from the Ken's coin tokens is paid out to, Ken's coin wheel token holders in proportion to the amount of tokens that they own. And then, 7% is paid out to our NFT holders. Okay. And, we're taking 10% and basically paying it out to the charities. So, we are, putting our money where our mouth is, guys. We are, we want to make sure that we can make this work for the charities. And I think that we've solved that problem, because if we can go out there and if we can call the charities and say, we'd like to make a 7-figure donation and sit down with the decision makers, because we want to show you how you can do this over and over and over again with our help. We're going to show you how we got this money and show you how you can continue doing it over and over and over again. I think we're going to be able to get all the calls with all the right decision makers that we want. So anything you wanted to recap there, Doug?
Linda, your question about the liquidity, Jeff kind of answered that in his graph there, but the simple answer is the TOAX exchange is where the liquidity for any token that we have, including pair. And so the only place that we're going to be, one of our selling points is we're exclusive. For all intents and purposes, pair, the only place you're going to be able to get the pair token is through the Wheels token and only at TOAX. And so the marketplace will drive the liquidity of that and will drive the price of that. So if you just look at the example that Steve did on Monday's show, where he showed that USDT, which is Tether's stablecoin, supposed stablecoin. Can they prove what's really behind it? I don't know. Do your own research on that. But there's doubts. but they did more volume than Bitcoin and Ethereum last week combined. And so it was like what 39 billion or
no, they did about 59 billion. Okay,
59 billion. Okay,
yeah,
in one week, right?
No, one day.
Oh, in one day. Okay.
Bitcoin, yeah, and I mean, I'll pull it up here right now and just take a quick look here right now. It's yesterday, Bitcoin did 31 billion, Ethereum did 20 billion. That's 51 billion. Tether did 53 billion. Okay. So
that was
in
yesterday.
One day, that was just yesterday, guys.
Okay.
Yeah, that's about as recent as we can get.
53 billion, and 1% of that is 530 million, right?
Yeah.
And so,
10% of that would be $53 million a day that would be going out. We'd have to give to charities and donations. I mean,
right.
What kind of impact do you think would make something like that? But let's just take a tenth of that. If we can get down where these other ones are, we'd still have $5 million a day. Okay. That's be coming in. That's going to be going out to charities. We're not going to have any problem getting appointments with charities, guys. This is going to, with this model now that we've kind of continued to revamp. And I think, every time we revamp it, we're revamping it in the best interest of all of us. Okay. And another thing that I spent a lot of time doing over the last few days is really looking at what all the exchanges are charging in the way of fees. Okay. And, the lowest is 1%. I mean, Coinbase is 1%, Binance is 1%, but, Uniswap's 3%. Okay. There's other ones out there that are 4.5%. So, 1% is kind of a starting number. We might be higher than that to start. We'll figure that whole piece out also. But, yeah, we're in such a great place here with what we've got and where we're going. One other thing I wanted to throw out there, we have had some interest from some of the NFT holders about attending the Dubai conference. Okay. And if some of you are interested in that, and obviously we can't pay everybody's way to go out to Dubai, so you'd have to kind of pay for your own way to get out there. But we could, if somebody wanted to do that, we could probably take care of the room for you or something along those lines. If anybody's interested in attending that and coming out and working the booth with us, we are, there's going to be 8,000 investors, guys. And once we do the keynote that we're going to do, and once we have Jeff on one of the panels, talking about, whatever it is that we're talking about, Web 3.0 or stable coins, I can't imagine anybody's going to be at anybody else's booth. So, we are going to need some help and some support out there at that booth. So, if anybody's interested in that, send me a message over at steve@toax.io, and we will get together with you and kind of see if whether or not we can make that work. Anything else anybody want to add?
Yeah. Hey, Ma, I think it's Mo. I can't. I got old eyes, so it's hard to say if it's A or O. You're asking if we're going to stay for the blockchain conference in Dubai. Right now, we haven't scheduled that, and it all depends on kind of what happens to this pre-sale. If we get a huge influx of sales, then we might want to take the time to do that. There's also one in the Philippines, and there's also one in Bangkok. So we're kind of playing out where we're going to be. We haven't really decided, but we are definitely going to the NFT conference October 3rd or 4th, somewhere around there in Dubai. Just Jeff, just so you know, I don't know if you look in the comments, but there's people saying that Jeff's team was the best addition to TOAX that we have. So they love you, man.
Well, I appreciate that. Thanks.
All right, I'll throw it back to you.
And just one other thing is, they have these conferences, guys. I mean, it's kind of up to you as to which other ones we can go to. Right now, we are spending, like I said, it's $45,000 for the booth. Okay. I think we're, going to be paying about $17,000, $18,000 for airline tickets today. Okay. So that's, we're up at over 60,000, and we're going to have a, 2-bedroom suite. We're going to be spending, so, we're probably going to be at somewhere in the, $75,000 to $100,000 range is what this one's going to cost us. So if you guys can help us go out and sell, another, 200 NFTs, okay, we can go ahead, and if we can sell another couple hundred, we can book the Thailand conference. Okay. We can stay longer over there, but it's just a matter of cash flow. It's just a matter of cash flow. So that's why we're pushing this. Dig deep in your organizations, guys. I know, dig deep, reach down below, where whoever's in your group and get their referrals and get people in, because now you've still got a chance to earn free NFTs. Okay. Once that referral part is gone, we want to give away a lot of referral NFTs here. If you reach out and it's somebody else is getting the referral on that and they're getting the NFTs for it, let us know. We'll take care of you. Okay. We'll take care of those that help take care of us. You go above and beyond, and we're going to do the same thing for you. We would love to book one of these other conferences out, but the first thing we got to do is, finish taking care of this one here and make sure we get there and do the right job. And it's going to be game, set, match, guys. Once we get to this show and people see what we've got. And, I don't think there's going to be anybody else out there that's, going to be talking about having something that's actually Web 3.0. They'll like to be talking about it conceptually, but they're not involved in developing it or have something that's going to be there going. And they certainly don't have a fully collateralized, decentralized stable coin like what Jeff's been talking to you guys about. So, we would love to go do some other ones and help us out. You guys can help us get to the next one and get the next one booked. If we can get another 100 sold, another 100, 150 sold, we can probably do that. But we got to get it sold here before we get into beta. Okay. So thanks again for your time, guys. We will be back on Friday. Okay. And if you got any other questions or any other things, you can always reach out to support@toax.io or Douglas at toax.io or Steve at toax.io. Can't give you Jeff's email because we got to keep him focused on the stuff with the team. Okay. So you can't be reaching out to him individually, but if you got questions for Jeff, just let us know. All right, guys. Thank you very much for everything. And we'll see you again Friday.